Guten Tag, guten Abend. Hello from Germany. Actually, we're in South Korea, but that's where today's story comes from. It's January 7th, so please join me here at the globe and show me where Germany is. Right, Germany is here in Europe, and here, right here, we're gonna take Germany right off the globe, and we're gonna put you on the hook today. Okay, Germany. All right. So the story that we have today comes from the Brothers Grimm. Now there are sets of three authors here. We have the Brothers Grimm and we have Alexander Pushkin. Why do I have two? It's because we don't know where the story, the fisherman and his wife, and the fish and the fisherman. Both are the same stories, and where is the origin from? Well, Alexander Pushkin published the story of the fish and the fisherman in 1835 as part of a series of poems. So he retold the story. However, many years before, since 1812, the fisherman and his wife was a story collected by the Brothers Grimm, which was published around that date in the early 1800s. Now, they were collectors of 18th century folklore. As far as Alexander Pushkin, he is considered the greatest Russian poet and considered by many as the founder of Russian literature. So, again, same story, just with a different title. With the Brothers Grimm, the story was published as number 19 of their series of the Brothers Grimm's stories, which is one of my personal favorites because of the kind of horror twists that some of those stories can have. Well, today's story happens to be about a fisherman. A fisherman, an old fisherman who always used to go fishing for the last 33 years. He would always go fishing. But today, something very miraculous was about to happen. So one day, the fisherman is going out to fish. And he happens to catch a golden fish, which according to the legend is a flounder-like fish, except this was a golden fish that said, "Please release me, old man, and if you release me, I shall give you all that you desire." Well, what would you do if you caught a fish and it started talking to you? Exactly. The man just kind of just threw it off away, but said, "Oh, it's okay. You can go away. You can go." And there the fish went on his way. Well, the old man goes back to his home. You know, it's kind of a broken down mud home, as according to the story. And there is his wife working at the sitting by the old wash tub. And the old man said to his wife, "You will never believe what happened today. A miracle has happened. Can you believe I caught a talking fish and it said that if I had released him, I would give him all, it would give me all that I would desire." And the old woman said, "Well, at least you should have asked the fish for a new wash tub. Go back and tell the fish that you need a new wash tub." So the old man said, "Okay." So the old man goes back to the sea and looks for the fish. And he said, "Oh, Majesty Fish, Majesty Fish." And soon enough, the fish did return and said, "What is it, old man? What is it that you need?" And the fisherman said, "Well, my wife is complaining that we need a new wash tub." And the fish said, "Is that so? Return to your home, old man, and see it done." So the old man returns, right? And guess what? Wow! There was a new wash tub. And the woman said, "Wow! Indeed, it's a miracle. Go back to that fish and say we need a new house." Oh, so the old man returns to the sea and said, Majesty goldfish, Majesty fish. And the fish returned and said, what is it, old man? What can I do for you? And the old man said, well, my wife says that we need a new house. And the fish said, return to your home, old man, and see it done. So the old man returns and finds a new house. Yay. But the old woman was thinking. What was she thinking, everybody? I'm not happy in this house. I want to be more. I want to have more. So she got mad at the old man and said, go back to that fish and say that I would like to be a duchess with a castle. Oh. So the old man goes back to the fish. He goes back to the sea and says, Majesty goldfish, Majesty fish. And notice the fish comes back. He returns and says, what is it, old man? What can I do for you? And the old man said, well, my wife wants to be a duchess and to have a castle. And the fish said, he paused for a minute, but then said, return to your home, old man, and see it done. So the old man returns and finds that his wife is now a duchess with a castle. But she was still not very satisfied, because then she said to the old man, well, sometime later, a couple of months went by when she just got a little tired of her position here, and she just decided that she wanted more. So she asked the old man. She didn't ask him, she told him, go back to the sea and tell the fish that I want to be queen of the land. So the old man goes back. He goes back to the old fish. Okay, so the duchess, his wife, said that, yes, I want to be queen of the land, which in another language can be tsaritsa. A tsaritsa now is kind of like a female tsar. That's what it was. And I want to be a tsar, ruler of the land. So the old man goes back to the fish and says, oh, Majesty fish, Majesty fish. And the fish returned and said, what is it, old man? What can I do for you? And the fish said, well, my wife has grown discontented with her position and would now like to be the queen of the land, a tsaritsa. And the fish said, okay, return and let it be done. But notice here, notice how the waves, every time the old man returns to the sea, with every request, the sea is getting even rough. It's getting rougher and rougher and stormier weather as well. The old man returns and sees that his wife is now the tsar, like a queen of the land. And some time passes again, until again, she grows to be dissatisfied. She wants more. And at the very conclusion, she commands the old man, go back to the fish and tell the fish that I now want to be the empress, the ruler of the seas, and I want the fish to be my servant. And the old man said, oh. And the old man goes back to the sea, and here, now we see that things are changing for the worse. Oh, Majesty fish, Majesty fish. And the fish says, what is it, old man? What can I do for you? Well, my Majesty fish, my wife now wants to be the empress of the sea and for you to be her servant. The fish this time said nothing, but swam away. And the old man returns and finds that everything has gone back to normal. Again, the moral of the story is, can you guess, everyone? What is the moral of the story?
You should stop on time.
Never ask for too much, right? Okay, well, hey guys, I hope you enjoyed the story. I'm Benji, and I will see you tomorrow for our next story. Have a blessed day. Take care. Good night and good luck.